From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, November 18th, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.74 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,214 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 0.75 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $754. Antiwar.com reports repeated reports of the Islamic State carrying out mass executions of former Iraqi security officials they think might be disloyal appear to be getting some confirmations, with Human Rights Watch detailing a mass grave recently found just south of Mosul. The mass grave contains more than 300 Iraqis believed to be former policemen. This is the same area where locals had previously estimated around 200 had been executed, and also the site to which a number of security forces separated from the population being forced into Mosul were taken. Locals told Human Rights Watch that they'd seen large trucks carrying a large number of people into the area, then heard automatic gunfire on 2 different nights. These appear to be the people that ended up in the grave as the Islamic State tried to purge former security forces on their way out of the area. The Islamic State appears to have been concerned that former security forces would join up with the Iraqi army as it advanced into the area, and that if they were taken to Mosul, they might start internal rebellions. These have made up the bulk of those executed by the Islamic State as traitors. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, has resigned, saying he will not stay through the presidential transition. Clapper submitted a letter of resignation to President Barack Obama on Wednesday night and made the announcement public during his opening statements before the House Intelligence Committee on Thursday. His last day will be January 20th, the day of the presidential inauguration. As National Intelligence Director, Clapper has authority over agencies that include the CIA, the DEA, and the FBI. Clapper's resignation comes as President-elect Donald Trump takes steps forward to implement his administration's national security plans. Clapper came under fire in 2013 when asked by lawmakers if the NSA collects data on Americans. His answer, "No sir, not wittingly," was proven untrue when NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden revealed documents that showed otherwise. Clapper was never charged with lying under oath. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports Justice Samuel Alito on Thursday laid out a possible agenda for the U.S. Supreme Court if it regains its conservative majority as expected after Donald Trump takes office, citing gun rights and religious freedom as key issues it will tackle in the coming years. Alito, one of the court's 2 most conservative justices, along with Clarence Thomas, pointed to freedom of speech and a disruption of the U.S. Constitution's separation of powers caused by federal agencies expanding their authority at the expense of the U.S. Congress as other constitutional fault lines that could come before the court. Speaking at a meeting of the Federalist Society, Alito paid tribute to Antonin Scalia, the conservative justice who died in February. Senate Republicans, in an action with little precedent in U.S. history, refused to act on President Obama's nominee to replace Scalia, Merrick Garland, in hopes that a Republican would win the November 8th presidential election and make the appointment. On freedom of speech, Alito referred to college campus culture that conservatives say stifle free speech to avoid offending political sensibilities on matters such as gender, race, and religion. He also pointed to support among liberals to limit political spending. Some Democrats have condemned the Supreme Court's 2010 ruling that allowed unlimited spending by corporations and unions in political advocacy. Alito said freedom of religion is in even greater danger, citing a case the High Court refused to hear in June as an example. The justices turned away an appeal by a family-owned pharmacy that cited Christian beliefs in objecting to providing emergency contraceptives to women under a Washington state rule. Critics of that pharmacy objected to the family imposing its religious beliefs on its customers. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.